Oh my gosh. I had everything set up and it's not even working. I'm just like so frantic right now. I had so much, it's like so many new gadgets and everything. It's not even working. If you guys are joining me right now, you guys probably are joining me from Clubhouse. Welcome. Good to see you guys. It's an opportunity for you guys to see or attach the voice to the face. And so it's good to see you. Good to see you. For you guys to get a chance to see me too as well. Make sure you guys are giving this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure you guys are commenting inside of the chat. If you guys are viewing me from Clubhouse, type in the word Clubhouse. What's going on, Mona? Good to see you, Mona. Let me go ahead and add you to the broadcast, sis. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome. Welcome here to this live stream. So the title of this live stream is How Did I Decide to Self-Publish My Book? What did I use? A lot of you guys have had the opportunity to experience me giving you guys tips and resources when it comes to self-publishing your book and marketing your book. But I never really had the opportunity to share with you guys like really step by step on what I've done to self-publish my book back in 2014. So good to see you, Ben. What is going on, my friend? Good to see you, Ben. Thank you so much for joining me on Clubhouse, Maxine. Good to see you, Maxine, my Clubhouse friend. Good to see you, Nicole. I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Look, I don't want to seem like I'm just like so fanned crazy right now, but I'm really excited because you guys have been my friends since December of 2020, and it's so awesome. It's a warm welcome for you guys off of Clubhouse to come here and support me and to listen to what I have to share with you guys and participate in this conversation, giving me thumbs up, subscribing to the channel. And I could not have done this without each and every one of you. I do have friends outside of this, but you guys are also my friends too as well. And so I do not take this for granted. So before we get started, let me add some music to this thing. Let me see if I got some nice music here to add as I'm talking, because I'm new to this whole thing. Good to see you, Nicole. I see you. Hey, what's going on? Okay, so I'm going to do an unboxing before I tell my story. All right, so the first box, as promised, hold on, let me see if I can put this music down just a tad. I am learning this thing, so I appreciate y'all just a little bit. All right, okay, it's good. All right, so my producer says it's good. Everything is good. I'm over here trying to do everything, and my producer is over there. And I'm unboxing it. So I got this box here. So I'm unboxing it. Yes. Okay, I am. I'm going to be careful with this box cutter I got going on. Do me a favor, guys. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It will mean so much to me. And also make sure you guys are liking this video and sharing it out with your friends. I know I sent a text to some people and try to put it on Instagram as well. Dang, this is a hard box. I'm like really struggling. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, this thing is packaged tight. That's how I know it's going to be a good book. Oh my gosh. Oh, I probably should have pre-opened it. But I'm like, I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm really trying here. Somebody give me some hearts or some thumbs ups to give me some encouragement. Somebody give me some encouragement because I'm going to get this book out of here. I am. I'm working really hard. I got tips to share. I don't want to lose your attention, but oh my God, Jesus, Lord, help me with this. This is like Amazon could have just put it in a paper manila envelope. I don't know why they decided to put it in this hard packaging. It's like they did not want nobody to steal this book. That's how I know it's going to be a great book. All right. All right. Oh, I finally got it open and I can't wait to share with you guys. All right. All right. So the first book that I have here is from Diana Lowe, which is Burning Bushes. All right, Diana. Now, I definitely take donations. The way you guys can support the channel is by donating to Buy Me a Coffee. It's buymeacoffee.com/D Lee Inspires. However, from those donations from people who are in Clubhouse, you guys are watching me right now, you guys were able to help me support another self-published author, Burning Bushes. Now, this is a devotional. And from the tips that I received from Brian, who was here on the broadcast, as you guys know, I just literally opened this, so I didn't get a chance to actually go through it. However, it's the burning bushes in your background. And so my background is a Christian background. So I do understand about the burning bush with Moses. And what I love about this, because I'm a notebook fanatic. If I showed you guys how many times I write everything down on envelopes and pieces of paper and note cards and sticky notes, this helps me to really digest the content. So you have different things like this where you can actually digest the content. So it's not just a regular daily bread devotional, but there's like 1 or 2 or 3 pages, because some of us write small, some of us write big. And also, oh, wow, before I let go, take off your shoes. And so, understanding. I can't wait to get into this book just off the titles. Manage your connections. Wow. This is definitely going to help with everything. Access denied, on time, procrastination, the root of the matter. Guys, Burning Bushes, daily devotional. I'm going to put this inside of the comments. Make sure you guys are purchasing. You guys can definitely go to my Instagram. You can see where you can purchase the book on Amazon. That's the first book. Let's get into some more stuff before I get into my story and my tips that I want to share with you guys. So I got this other package. As you guys can see, finally, it's not a box. It's a package. It's not a box. So hopefully this is easier to open than the last book. Let's see here. I'm excited. I'm so super pumped up. Thank you guys for giving me the hearts. Let me look. Yes, I have that one too. Oh my gosh, Nicole, you have this book too. You are amazing. That's awesome. I can't wait. I wish every author was here. Oh my gosh, Nicole, guess what book came first? I got all these books. Hold on. Nicole, she's on here right now. Nicole, please let us know inside the comments where to get your book. Leroy, thank you so much for joining. Mona, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you too as well. Thank you. Absolutely. Okay. So Nicole Thomas, this is her book. And now this book is one of 3. And I did purchase the 3-book series of this book. It is a Christian novel type of thing. It's kind of like the Game of Thrones, but the Christian version of it. And I can't wait to dive into the book. So I just bought the first one as a paperback, but I bought all 3 as a Kindle. All right, so I can't wait. I love the fact I see Nicole and I can recognize her on all her platforms because she has the same photo. If you're a self-published author, you definitely want to make sure that people can recognize your brand. When they see you, they know you too as well. This is Tales of in El Daniel. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, and so let me see. Hopefully, I think this is the first one, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, chapter 1 all the way to chapter 22. We're supposed to die together, my love, but here I lay among the winter leaves and skeletal branches alone, but not quite. I can still sense the heartbeat within me. The child lives, but not for long. Oh my gosh, this is insane. I can't wait to just sit down with a glass of wine. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, okay? With a glass of red wine and sit down and read this book. I think it does something different from purchasing it from Kindle, because I kind of dived into it a little bit on my Kindle than having it in my actual hands, because now I can highlight, I can fold the chapters and different things like that, and not forget about the book too as well. So Nicole, I can't wait to read this book. It's so full of different things here. I'm excited. I'm sitting here looking at it. I am so happy that I got it this week. But because of your donations, I was able to purchase it Sunday, and I got it this week. And I just want to let everybody know, make sure you guys are going to Amazon to purchase this book. Nicole, let us know where we can buy it. Put the link inside of the comments to purchase the series of a Christian author, which is really amazing. So I can't wait. So let's get to the next book from Ade. Millennial Philosophy, Thoughts Expanded. Okay. This I was really excited to buy. And the reason why is because I am a millennial, right? And so I wanted to know, what are the thoughts expanded inside of this book here? Oh, you guys can see it's like a little glare because of my lighting. Let me put it like this. All right. All right. I think you guys can see it, right? Okay. Look, I love the way Nicole is like literally helping me pronounce the title of the book, Lahanai. Thank you so much, Nicole, for that. All right, so with this, it's type A personalities, type B personalities, alpha and beta personalities too as well. I can't wait to get into this. Mostly it's poems, to be honest with you. I'm looking at it right now. With the philosophy, it is definitely poems inside of the book, but I'm assuming that it's from a millennial like myself too as well. This is not an instructional material book, so you could definitely dive into that. All right. The next one is a piece of me, a black man's journey to love and commitment. The reason why I want to know about this, because I am a single woman and I want to know from a male's perspective, what do they think about commitment and also their journey to love? If you are a millennial like myself, we kind of want to know, when is a man committed? What is their journey to love? And different things like that. And so I'm excited to read this book as well, because it does bring me a different perspective. All right. The next book that I received is Just Me and God. This is another journal, another notebook, which I absolutely love. But please be sure to make sure you guys are subscribing to this channel. Make sure you click the notification bell on every time I upload another video. And also share this on your social media pages too as well. And let everybody know that I am live. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I see you. Thank you guys for watching too as well. I appreciate you guys too as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So this book is from LaCrish. She is also a one of my friends on Clubhouse as well. And this is Just God and Me. Oh, I hope you guys can see it. So the photos don't do it justice. Let me see here. Oh. Let me see if I can bring it so you guys can see it clearly because of my lighting here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Just God and Me. This is the devotional here. Okay. And so with that, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is a different devotional. Okay. I don't know if I should show you guys. Okay, so let me show you. So it's not just lines of what you can definitely use, right? She has goals inside inside of the devotional here. So it's goals. Also, you have photos and different things, people to pray for, different goals based upon the daily devotional as well. Here, oh, do you guys see the goals? No, you don't. Let me see if I can. If you guys can kind of get it like a sneak peek of it. Okay, here we go. So you guys can see that there are goals inside of the book as well. So it's not your average devotional here. Hey, Kishma, thank you for joining. It's so good to see you, Kishma. You've been hanging out with me all day. Thank you so much for coming on to my YouTube live stream. And so I really love this book as well. It also has it's not just scriptures, but there's also questions, like prompt questions and different things like that. So it's a different type of devotional journal. So it's not what you will usually expect. Like you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want another devotional. But if you're a note taker like me, then you definitely want to get this one. I think I'm definitely going to write inside of this book as well. I appreciate that it's different. It's not expected because I just thought it was just going to be something similar. But there's actually templates and different things like that, and different goals and stuff like that, as scriptures and questions to really help you along the way. Lita! Oh my gosh, Lita! It's so good to see you, girl. Thank you for joining me. Oh my gosh, I love you guys so much. Thank you for giving me some time of your weekend. I appreciate it. And thank you guys all for donating so that I can help other authors too as well. These videos of me unboxing their books is not the end of it. I am literally going to read these books and leave Amazon book reviews. I encourage you guys to purchase copies of their book too as well, and make sure that you guys leave book reviews as well too as well. Also, all right, book reviews are definitely important. I am going to take pictures with this and put it inside of my Instagram story, but I'm also going to let you guys know what my thoughts are on this book, how I was able to apply, and also offer you guys some critique, or not also criticism, but also what you guys are doing great, to highlight what it is that you're doing great. It's not just what you're doing bad or what you can do better on, but I definitely want to offer what you guys are definitely excelling into as well. Oh my gosh, Tiffany, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me here on live stream. Thank you, Lita. Good to see you guys. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the topic at hand. You guys have came here not just for me to open up books, but you also came here to say, hey, how did you self-publish your book? How did you go about, what is your self-publishing journey? So I'm going to be really authentic and transparent in this. And I just ask that you guys give me a thumbs up on this video and share it. And I'm looking for you guys for encouragement, because it's not an easy thing to share a piece of me with strangers who are now my friends. But it's not an easy thing to be able to do when it comes to sharing this part of myself outside of being an influencer. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even have in my plan or goal to be an author. I didn't have it as a part of my thought process or anything to share with people my story. My story is a thing that I wanted to hide. I did not see how it can help people or anything like that. But I was a public speaker for 2 years before I was a self-published author. And for those 2 years, I spoke at Seven-Day Adventist churches, Christian churches, Catholic and I can't even get it out. Somebody help me here. I can't even get it out. What is the denomination? It's in my mind, but I'll put it in the comments. I can't even get it out. Can't pronounce it right. So thank you for your patience. But anyhow, for these 2 years, every time after I shared my story or shared what I've went through, right? Everybody always asks me, when is the book coming out? From the pastors to the youth leaders to the audience to the parents to the kids. Do you have a book? Do you have a product? Do you have a service? And guys, I had none of that set up. All I had was a story and I was sharing it. Okay. And I didn't even have a honorarium or a speaker stipend or my speaker rate. I didn't have any of that. I was literally going to the churches and I would collect an offering and just allow God to bless me, right? So sometimes the offering will be $5,000. Sometimes the offering will be $500. Sometimes the offering will be $2,000. And every little bit helped me with taking care of my child as a single parent, taking care of my living expenses, and et cetera, et cetera. But I never thought of self-publishing a book. Every time someone asked me about it, I was so apprehensive because I had this thought that it's going to cost a lot of money. I don't know where to start. How am I going to do this? What do I do with this in XYZ? I don't even know where to even begin. And so I was on a TV show. Okay, so even in the midst of being a public speaker, I was on TV, I was on news, I had the media, but I did not have a book. I didn't even have anything else to sell, but to come on and inspire people. So Mr. Dan, who is the president of the Apex Museum here in Atlanta, Georgia, saw this interview and reached out to the individuals at the network and said, hey, I need to contact this person. How can I help? So my father said, I told my dad, I was so excited. I'm like, Dad, can you believe it? The president of the Apex Museum here in Atlanta, Georgia wants to talk to me, wants to help me, but I don't even know what to ask for. How many of you guys are in the position that you know you are meant for greater, but you don't even, and people tell you to ask, but you really don't even know what to ask for? Well, I was in that same position. And what my father told me is to write a list of everything I want, big, small, extravagant, whatever. So on there, I had a house, I had this cars, I had a book, I had clothes, a stylist, a PR team, a staff. I had all this stuff on there, guys. And so when I went into the meeting, Mr. Dan said, how can I help you? And so then I go in my purse and I pull out my notebook and I said, well, my dad told me to bring a list. Here's my list. And so when I gave him this list, he looked down the list and he said, I can't help you with the house. I can't help you with a car, but I can help you publish your book. And so when you have a list, it allows people to actually look at it and to see how they can help you. I even ask my clients, it's like, what do you want? Some people have an illusion or a thought of what it is that they want, why they want to work with a certain person. But before I offer you any class, any service, any consultation, any call, whatever the case may be, I have to get clear on what is it that you want to take you to the next step. That's my job. I'm just the person, the conductor, the person to take you from A to B. I understand some clients are with me for the lifetime of their book. Some are just for this moment, and I'm just supposed to move them, to take them to the next part of their life and their journey as an author. And so that's how I self-published my book. Mr. Dan helped me self-publish my book, and I'm going to tell you the resources and things that I used. And so because I could not get a job because of my background, being convicted with 11 counts of robbery, 5 counts of aggravated assault, facing 135 years in prison. And after 6 years of my release, I didn't have any resources. I was just sharing my story, especially after I met the lady with the mustard seed. So from that, he told me that you can do this. You can self-publish your book with no money. Do the best you can with what you have until you can do better. So when I wrote my book, I really didn't know where to start with my story. And so maybe you guys are feeling this too as well. So what I did was picked a moment. So I definitely had to share how I ended up in this situation, to share my prison experience, but I had to remember and remind myself as I was writing, I'm not writing this for myself. I'm not writing a journal for me, right? I'm writing this for 3 reasons: to prevent somebody from going to prison, So if somebody picked up my book, it's going to prevent them from going in, right? The second reason is to encourage those who may find themselves in that dark place. The third reason is to show people how I made it out of that dark place. And so with those three things in mind, that's how I was able to write the book, and the words just flow. Now, it's only 100 pages, and a person can read my book literally within 2 hours, maybe an hour, 90 minutes, if they're an avid reader. But you guys are able to read the book and get through the book, because if I'm preventing teens from incarceration, I made it as a quick read, not a short read, but a quick read, for young people, so they feel as though they're moving through the book and not just starting chapter 1, 2, and then don't finish the book. And then those who are in it, and then parents that can get through it really quickly if they have a busy day, and get the nuggets that they need outside of that book. And so I've written the book and published a book 30 days. 30 days. And the way I did it was, I said, okay, I'm going to write an hour a day. All right. These are some tips. I wrote an hour a day, and some days were 2 hours. Some days were 3 hours. Some days I couldn't think of anything at all. And when I've written my book that way, I was able to get done with it really fast. Also, I edited the book myself the first time. And one of the lessons I want to share with you is that you can edit it yourself, but you also want somebody to proofread it or edit it right after you too as well, because you're in it, you'll kind of skip over things and mistakes because your brain is already programmed to think that everything is correct. And in your mind, you'll see it as correct, but really it's not, too as well. And to avoid those bad book reviews. And sometimes the bad book reviews is just because of editing. So that was the lesson that I learned. However, after 30 days, I had my first book signing at the Apex Museum. I purchased 50 copies of my book, and I sold out. And then I did pre-order of other resources. So I got some tips with you guys here. Okay. Kishma says, so true. Thank you so much. Yes, little is much. Let me add your comment here. Little is much, and your fruits will make way for you. Absolutely, absolutely. Look, Krish, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm gonna leave this broadcast up. We just saw your book. Thank you so much, Mona, Tiffany, and also Kishma. It is Pentecostal. Thank you guys. You are helping the sister out. I could not say it for nothing. So thank you guys so much for helping me out here. But look, Krish, we did review your book. I'm so excited. Can't wait to read it myself. So those are some of the things. Now, let me tell you guys, I ordered, and this is one of my mistakes. And I'm telling you this, I didn't share this on Clubhouse or anywhere. It's nowhere. So this is definitely an exclusive of myself and my own experience, right? So with my book, remember I told you guys I was a public speaker for 2 years. So even though when my book was released, I spent 2 years building my audience and didn't even know, building my audience for my book, and I didn't even know that it was literally for the book, right? So I was at the speaking engagement, and I doubted myself. I don't know if anybody else experienced this. Somebody please tell me I'm not by myself. Type in, you're not by yourself, if you guys experience this too as well. I don't care how great you are, how smart you are, what of a great influence you are. But even after 2 years of being a speaker, making money, publishing my books, selling all these books, I still doubted myself. And it was hard. It was really, really hard. And I could not figure out how to get out of that. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't even know I was doubting myself until this happened. Okay. I didn't know I was doubting myself until this actually happened. So I went to a speaking engagement, and what happened was I only ordered 80 copies of the book at the speaking engagement, thinking that nobody is going to really buy the book. I'm a convicted felon. This is something that's shameful. It's something that people are not going to buy, and people came. So at this church, I had 80 copies, and people came to the back of the room after I spoke to purchase my book. What I did not realize, and I hope you guys are writing this down, please type in the comments, I'm writing this down. Write this down if you guys are writing it down, okay? Please don't let this video be in vain, okay? So what happened is that I didn't realize that even though it's 80 books, I'm thinking 80 people are going to buy. But what happened was I sold out in the first 10 minutes because people were purchasing books for their friends and family. They were purchasing books for their youth group. They were purchasing books for their school. They were purchasing books for this. So in 10 minutes, I had this long line from the entrance of the church all the way to the altar of a church. And if you guys know a big church, you guys can see how big that line was. And so not even halfway through it, a quarter through it, guys, the books were gone. So everyone else who were in their church heels and their shoes come to the table. It's like, okay, where's the book? And I'm like, I sold out. And I didn't know at the time about pre-order. I didn't know at that time on still taking people's money and shipping it to them. I didn't know any of that. So that's what I want to share with you guys today so that you guys don't make that same mistake that I've made when I had speaking engagements and also virtual speaking engagements too. Now, this is the first time it happened. And a lot of people said, well, I'll go on Amazon and buy it. I'm not going to buy here. It's okay. I'll go to Amazon. It's okay. So I left. So the person who invited me, the host who invited me, told me to come back next weekend and bring books and I could sell them again. Well, I came back next weekend and I ordered 200 copies of the book. And I promise you guys, I can count on one hand how many people bought. Now, keep in mind, the first weekend, the line was from the entrance all the way to the pulpit. And then the second, just next week, okay, just 7 days later, I ordered 200 copies of the book and only 5 people bought. What is this saying to me? It's saying impulse buyers. Somebody type in the chat, impulse buyers. Impulse buyers is so important, not even just at the church, but also online. We have this thing with our colleagues. If you're an influencer, that you know about this, the person who makes the most money is the person who responds first. Let me just say that. The person who makes the most money from my colleagues, okay, is the person who responds the first. Because if LaCrish can't get it from me and she's on Clubhouse or she sees an ad or her friend is giving word of mouth, she's going to go to them. Why? Because Desiree didn't respond fast enough. Why? Because Nicole didn't respond fast enough. Why? Because Tiffany didn't respond fast enough. So you may not be making a lot of money because maybe you are doubting yourself. Remember, I told you I did the same thing. I doubted myself too, sis, bros, okay? I doubted myself too. You may be doubting yourself and you didn't respond fast enough because you may have felt that you didn't have all the equipment. Maybe you felt like you didn't have the link together. You didn't have this. And the thing is, if you catch the impulse buyer and respond quick, you'll make more money because people like microwave. People like instant. So the person who responds the fastest or the person who responds first makes the most money. Okay? So when people are telling you that they love your book or they want to buy it, you need to send them a link like that. If people are telling you that they want to connect with you, they want to hire you, you need to send them a link like that. If people are telling you that they want to work with you, what resources and this and the other, they want to send it like that. It's only maybe 25% of your whole entire audience that's going to go to your website, is going to look and this and the other. But if they're connecting with you in Instagram and they're sending you a message in Instagram, though you may want to take them to your website to click on the link, you want to maybe give them that payment link inside of their Instagram message, because they'll buy just like that. That's an impulse buyer. But if you send them to your website, you're giving them time to get a notification, a text, a call, eating, lunch, dinner, kids, phone call, everything else, and they forgot from their Instagram message to that. And then once they get more Instagram messages or whatever, they totally forget to respond. But if you really want to build your audience and make more money, you want to respond like that. All right? You definitely want to make sure you do that, okay? So what I learned from, not just with Instagram or with social media, is that I was literally at the church and 80 books went just like that, y'all. And you mean to tell me from the door to the pulpit, it was a line? And then you mean to tell me 7 days later, only 5 people bought? What the hell? What is going on, right? What happened? And that's because impulse. And then when I looked on my Amazon of other people that said, oh, I'm going to Amazon to buy your book. I'm going to Amazon to buy your book. Girl, look, only 2 people, literally, out of all those people, only 2 people went to Amazon and bought my book. So don't doubt yourself. You want to make sure you have over what it is. And I think I was trying to do God's job for him and say, oh, only this many people are going to buy it. And that wasn't even the truth. So I wanted to share that with you on how I self-published my book. Now, the way I sold more books, it wasn't just from my speaking engagements. When I went to the juvenile centers and I had my contract with the government, young people, remember I told you 3 reasons why I wrote it: to prevent people from going to prison, encourage those who are in it, and to show people that nothing's impossible. Those are the 3 reasons what my book is for, who it's for. And the young people say, yeah, your book is great, Miss Lee, but my dad's in prison, my brother's in prison, my mom is on drugs, my siblings are counting on me, I live in the hood, this is how I make my money, we gotta survive, I don't have a GED to get a great job, I don't even know where to start, and I don't have a car. What in the world do I do? You're telling me to change my life, not to go to prison. What do I do? And I said, well, I realized that you can't change people, right? So I said, well, can't change this guy, can't change this girl. That's their thought pattern. That's a belief system, but I can change the product. So this goes with word of mouth. People want to help you, but they just don't know how. And you don't know that you already have an audience that will help you skyrocket your business or scale your book, all right, outside of what you can do, okay? But you got to allow people to be creative in their area. You got to allow people to thrive in what they do great at. So I know publishing, I know editing, I know all this stuff, but if I hire an editor and stood over their back and try to micromanage them, they really can't be great in what they do. So with these young people, what I did was, instead of changing their mindset or trying to change them, I just changed the product. And from that, they were able to go to the Walmart parking lots, the grocery stores here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I put my books in the hand like it was dope. And they sold it the same way, found a corner, and they say, hey, this lady came to my school, I'm trying to stay out of trouble, told a little bit about my story, and they sold the books right on. I got 60%, they got 40%, and then they came back for me for more books. I gave them more books, and that's how I was able to sell 20,000 copies of my book within 1 year, within 12 months. Now, did I do that myself? No, I didn't. The young people helped me sell these books around metropolitan Atlanta, the metropolitan area. Now, that wasn't 20,000 across nationwide. That wasn't 20,000 in all these different states. That was just 20,000 in Fulton, Gwinnett, DeKalb, Cobb County, Clayton County, and so forth. All right. So what I'm saying to you, how can you replicate this on how I self-published my book. How can you replicate this for yourself? Well, the way you can replicate it is, say for instance, you're in a Clubhouse room and you said, hey, friend, because I'm in your room, just like we do in a speaking engagement, because I'm here today, everybody gets this course for 50% off, right? Or just because you're here today, everybody da 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 da, right? So you can do the same thing on Clubhouse too as well. You also can do a Clubhouse event to where you can do a Clubhouse tour. So it doesn't just have to be you creating your own Clubhouse event. You can say, okay, I'm going to collaborate and be a moderator of 10 rooms that is centered around my book, and they all interview me. And every room that I go into, I want them to change the profile photo to my book cover or a certain profile photo, XYZ, to do this book. And just by people sharing it, they can make you go viral. How do videos and products actually go viral? It's because people share it and reshare it and remix it and everything else like that. It has nothing to do with the person who actually make the content. The person who made the content can't make themselves go viral. They need as many people as possible to help them make them go viral, because they can't do it by themselves. And so that's how you want to do it. And you want to give press, because Clubhouse is new. So people in the news and press and newspapers are kind of wanting to know, what is this Clubhouse thing that everybody is ranting and raving over for the last year, and still, while it's still new, and the Android users are on there now too as well, that you can definitely send a press release and put it on a newspaper classifieds, and even like Fox 5 News, they have a news classified section too as well, that you can say, hey, look, I'm going on a Clubhouse tour. This is my book. This is what I'm going to do, and so forth and so forth. 20,000 copies of a book is not a lot within a whole year. If you do 20,000 copies of a book, divided by 12, divided by 4, you will see how many books you need to sell to even reach that momentum. And then you'll realize, like, Desiree, you keep saying 20,000, but that's really not a lot, right? And you guys can accomplish it too as well. You just need more people, more strangers on your team. And even if you don't know more people, more strangers, you can utilize their platform to be exposed to more strangers and more people too as well. Any questions? I see that we have all of you guys here on this broadcast. Thank you so much, Kishma, for coming on. Good to see you. Good to see you again, my friend. Good to see you. Catch the impulse buyers. Don't second guess yourself. It's so important. I went through that myself, and I can't tell you how I kind of worked through that from other people helping me too as well. Any questions while we're here? I'm here to help you guys, but that is my self-published journey. And from that, I was able to not sell more books the next following year, but also get into libraries, also bookstores, also airports. And the way I got into those places is that I stopped second guessing myself and said, hey, look, I have nothing to lose, right? People are going to either love my book or they're going to hate it, but I have no other options. So let me go ahead and try this thing out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? And so with that, I was like, well, what can I do with no money or low money to really reach as many people as possible? And so with that, my book is in the Atlanta Hartsfield Airport and also in the Denver International Airport too as well, as a self-published author with the Hudson Bookstore. I'm looking to get into all the other airports as well, but I literally single-handedly connected and called each and every one of them with the distribution of airports. Then I will take another 30 days or 60 days, because my brain, I have so many ideas, so many different things. So if you're like me, you have to focus. So I write all these ideas down in my notebook. I don't have my file here. So let me give you guys an example. 1 second of what it looks like. So I will take a folder, like literally a manila folder just like this, guys, and write on it and have like a whole different thing like this. And so that's how all my notes, my papers, it's like so insane. I'm like such a notebook fanatic. Everything is everywhere. And listen, thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Writer Space, for coming in here to this broadcast here on YouTube. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mona. As always, I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, so with that, with all these notes, when I have it, it's like just because God gives it to you doesn't mean that you do it right then and there. So I always ask God, when am I supposed to birth this whole thing of ideas that I have when it comes to helping more people, when it comes to really exposing and different things like that, and giving these resources or tips, or even for my own book personally. And so I just want to let you guys know that it can be 2021, and yeah, we're halfway in. But right now, you can say, okay, my goal when September comes is to be in 10 airports. So what you need to do now is just to line up those bookstores in the airport, line up the distribution and connect with them and do that. Also, you have prison catalogs. So what I'm saying in my self-published journey, I didn't pigeonhole myself. I kind of asked myself, where can I sell books that a lot of self-published authors are not selling their books? So it was the young people, right? If I want to make a difference with the young people, and I'm talking about keeping them out of prison, it's the young people. Then I said, okay, locally, where can I make a difference, right? Where can my book be that everybody over here is looking that way, but where are they not looking? Right? So everybody's looking at Barnes and Nobles, but they're not looking at the local bookstore. So I'll Google. So say I have a trip to Houston, Texas, I will Google local Black bookstores in Houston, Texas. And then while I'm there for 4 days, 5 days, 7 days, I would set up a whole tour. Then I will look at if my book is about, I had clients who had a book about hair salon and coloring hair and how they became an entrepreneur as a hairstylist. And so with one of my clients, I took her on tour with Microsoft bookstores, but as she was on tour with me, she'll leave my event to go or stay 3 more days or stay 2 more days and go to the hair schools and sell books at the hair schools. She'll go to the franchise salons and sell books at the salon and have a whole book signing there too as well, and really expand the territory. And so that's the mindset that I'm trying, or the belief system or the perspective or perception that I'm trying to transition everybody who's listening to me at right now, of it's not just bookstores. It's not just Amazon. It's not just libraries. It's not just your average way of thinking. Prisons, you have the juveniles, female males, states, female males. I know right now there's 71 prisons, state prisons, male state prisons in the state of Georgia. And then you got, I think, 5 or 7 female prisons in the state of Georgia. And then you got federal prisons, female, male federal prisons too as well, and they have a prison catalog. Like, people are getting government contracts and they're making so much money from this. But you can inspire people. T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, Joyce Myers, their books are inside of the prison system, guys. Why can't yours be? And they're not self-publishing. They went through a publisher. So why can't your books be there too as well, right? What about the rehab centers, the hospitals, the gift stores, the airports, so many different platforms, and just sharing that you're going to be in Target or in Walmart. Okay, big whoop-de-doo. I'm going to make my mark and be the biggest fish in a small pond where people are not looking at. When people think about Georgia, they think about Atlanta. But what about if I can make my mark in Savannah? What if I can make my mark in Augusta, Georgia? Or what if I can make my mark in Columbus, Georgia? The state is huge. But if I'm focused on California, Texas, Chicago, Michigan, New York, Florida, and Alabama, and all these other places, and I haven't dominated the territory that's in front of me, how do I expect to enlarge my territory as well? And so these are different things that you can look at. The last thing I want to share with you is when I do Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, it's not based upon, it is age, and gender, but I put zip codes. So if I'm really trying to be a big fish in a small pond, I'll get a collective of zip codes within 3 counties in the state. A cluster is what I call it. So it's like zip codes in these 3 counties, and I'll Google it and I put those zip codes in, and I do that for about 60 to 90 days in that area. So even if I go visit that area, go to, let's say the gas station, bookstore, people will notice you. So you'll be somewhat of YouTube famous or Instagram famous or whatever famous you want to do. But when you go and you're pumping your content to these zip codes, and the social media platforms are pumping it out to them, and you're being a big fish in a small pond, you can get to where you want to go to faster, and people are more likely to share your content too as well. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay, I see a question, Kishma. Will you ever cross over if a traditional publisher reached out, if they haven't already, or will you continue on self-publishing journey too as well? No, I won't do traditional publishing, because the reason why I don't want to do traditional publishing, because I like to own the rights of my book. When you go traditional, it's really great because you don't have to do a lot of work or invest. But at the same time, even if I went traditional, the reason why they're reaching out is because they love my marketing, that I'm promoting books already. And so they want somebody parallel that they can work with. So if I'm going to take your book, Kishma, and push it out to people, I need you to push it out too. So it's kind of like, let's look at Love and Hip Hop, right? Or Real Housewives. Let's look at Portia. So she has a new episode coming out. So Bravo, let's look at them as a traditional publishing company, gave her a contract to have another episode, right? But Portia still has to promote and push it, so it helps the traditional company, which is Bravo, with the actual episode too as well. So they're going to put the money to all the ads and all this stuff, but Portia still has to market and promote on her social medias too as well. And then Bravo has control over whatever content Portia puts out around her storyline. And I literally had 2 people, film directors, one wife, I'm not going to say the name, but one wife of a big director. And then I had another individual who's in New York. He's a film director too as well. And so what the question that they both asked me was, do you own the movie rights to your book? That's what they asked me. So they knew I self-published my book, but they asked me, do I own the movie rights to my book? Now, if I went through a traditional publishing company, if somebody reached out to you or somebody reached out to them, and if they published your book, Kishma, and that's the book, but what if a director of Warner Brothers or somebody comes to the traditional publishing company, they will own the rights, the movie rights to your book, and will sell it. And yes, you will be on Netflix. Yes, you'll be in AMC. But guess what, Kishma? You ain't getting no money from it, sis. And it's your story. So that's why I would never transition to traditional, because it's so many different avenues when it comes to publishing. So it's kind of like a music artist, and they're owning their masters of their music. So they go to a record label, right? It's kind of like the traditional publishing company. And they will pay for the studio time, pay for the engineer, pay for your A&R, pay for your PR, pay for your marketing, advertising, stylist, photo shoot, all that stuff. the artist still has to promote it on their social media of their album and different things like that, but they will never own that song. So if a movie wants to use the song as part of their soundtrack or just a sample of it in the scene in the movie, the artist doesn't get paid from that. The record label does. So it's the same thing with publishing. So that's why I would never, I wouldn't cross over to that. I would not. Have you ever considered the traditional route, or will you continue to self-publish? Yes, I will continue the self-publish journey too as well. What's going on, Chantel? Good to see you. Thank you so much. Happy Sabbath to you. Good to see you here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you guys for the likes. I see we have 12 likes. I see the likes. Make sure you guys are liking this video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Please, I can't do it by myself, right? Because my goal is to definitely get 1,000 subscribers, but at the same time, I think it's a different feel from Clubhouse, and you're actually seeing me, my facial expressions, and I can share my screen with you guys too as well. I can't wait to that. Now, I'm not sharing my screen now, so make sure you guys subscribe because I am going to do this every Saturday. Hopefully, maybe during the week, I can definitely come live as well. But the platform I'm using, I was trying to show where I can share my screen and give a tutorial and show you guys what to click on and all that great stuff. It wasn't working out. It was not working out, and I was really upset about that. I've been looking on how to get my book into prisons. I called local prisons and awaiting a call back. No, it's the catalog. So, all right. So, LaCrish, follow me on this here. I don't have a pen and paper, and I can't write this in, but follow me, girl. Okay. So, inmate, okay, can have money on their books. So I'm going to use myself as an example. So say I was in prison and my brother or sister said, "Hey, LaCrish has his journal. You should get it." Now, my brother can't buy the book, so he can't go on and buy the book and he has in his hand, and then my brother can't just mail it to me in prison. What my brother has to do is when he orders it from Amazon, he has to put the prison address in, and it has to come from Amazon or it won't go through. So if my brother actually buys the book, gets it at his house, and then sends it to me in prison, the prison guards are not going to let me have it. So what you need to do is either have you can do an ad or a landing page, because believe it or not, there's a lot of people who have family members in prison. They're not just vocal about it. Ain't nobody just going to post this. So, yeah, my person is in prison and this, that, and the other, unless they're seeking justice on something, right? So you can say, "Hey, look, do you have a family member in prison and they need a journal to keep their minds, idle minds, the devil workshop, keep them," or you have a family member that's about to get released and you want them to get their mindset together, click on this link. So when they click on the link, they can give you an email address or a phone number, and then you can send them to your Amazon link for your book. And then on that landing page, you got to make sure that you tell them to put the inmate's shipping address inside instead of their personal shipping address. That's one way of doing it. The second way of doing it is the catalog. So even if a person is an inmate and they have money on their books, they can order books as well, but they can only order from what's on the catalog, what's on commissary. So there's literally in every state, it's different in every state. So instead of contacting the prison and say, "I want to sell the book in the prison," what you're going to do is you're going to if you contact the prison, ask them who is the distributor, who does the catalog, so you can put your book and the price in the commissary or the catalog. And then when people do their commissary every week or every month or whatever, they can order the book that way too as well. So you want to make sure that you Just like you put your book on Amazon, so when people order from Amazon, they can buy it from Amazon. You want to put your book in the catalog as well. The third way to do it is to get a government contract. Now, there are government contracts where you can come and teach stress management, daily journal. This is instructional material. You can, even though it's a daily journal, you can pass this off as instructional material. All right. And with instructional material, you can literally have a 90-day contract, even a year-long contract with the government. I know personally, and I know they have this all the time, where people talk about, they have people come in talking about anger management, and they're like on pieces of paper. Okay. Churches, chaplains, they're getting paid by the government. I don't care what nobody says. They're not doing this for volunteer. Maybe their nonprofit is getting the money, but they are getting paid by the government. It is a government contract, just so you guys know. And so that's the third way that you can do it. Kishma. Lakrish too as well. Yeah, she sells to promote a market. Yeah, self-publishing is freedom. Yep. I love it. Thank you so much for answering my questions. My pleasure. I'm here for you. I'm not on this broadcast for myself, though I think I look cute. And I'm like singing myself and all that. But I wish I could bring you guys on the broadcast so I can see you too. So I can definitely see you too. It's like, it's one thing sending you guys messages on Instagram, and it's another thing calling you guys on the phone. But it's kind of like when I see you guys in person, it's like I could put a voice with the face, and it's a whole different connection. And I just want to let you guys know that I love you, and I definitely believe in you and your power to change the world. But this is how I look when I'm on Clubhouse, when I'm talking to you guys. And this is my facial expressions. Everything shows in my face. But we are friends. I'm like you. You're like me. Yes, I'm an expert. Yes, I have clients. Yes, this and the other, but that's not what I'm here for, not for myself. I'm definitely here for you guys. And now you can put a voice with the face. Yeah. Kishma says, I'm feeling myself. And why is the song playing in my head and I'm like bouncing to it? You guys might be like, what is she bouncing to? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lakrish. Oh my gosh. You guys are amazing. Okay. Let's see. Thank you for breaking that down. So many people have had their stories stolen, and so because of ignorance of the system. Yeah. And it's not to say, Mona, don't go with the traditional publishing company. Okay. Because they have a lot of rewards with it. Okay. It's just like a rapper who gets into the industry. They've been trying for 10 years, and now the record label wants to give them $100,000 or $1 million for their music and 5 years of songs and albums. You finally get your break. But it's like Master P. If you know Master P's story, he was selling his music from the trunk of his car in New Orleans. He finally got in front of the table, and they said, we'll give you $1 million. And he thought to himself at the table, well, if they're going to give me $1 million, they must be making more than $1 million. How much are they really making off of my music? And he said, you know what? I'm not taking that $1 million because you guys see that you can make way more money off my music if you're only giving me $1 million to this black guy from the hood. Who does that? Right? And so he was like, oh no, it must be something else. You guys must see something that I don't see in myself yet. Same thing with Jay-Z. Same thing with Slim Thug. I'm a big music connoisseur. Even Nicki Minaj, when she went to Cash Money, she did sign with a record label. She didn't take $1 million. They gave her $10 million. At that time, it was really huge for her. But I'm pretty sure right now, she wished she would have done that and owned her masters. We see it in the news all the time, from Kanye West to other music artists, from rappers to indie rap, even Taylor Swift, right? On how I forgot who it was who owned her masters and literally sold all her songs to another record label for more money, XYZ, and Taylor Swift didn't own any of that. So we see that in the industry of music, and it's the same thing for books. It's just not a song or a tune to it. It's just written pieces. So even if you wrote the song, sung the song, performed the song, it's still it's just different formats. It's still content. And even Taylor Swift doesn't own, I think it's like her first 10 albums or 5 or whatever albums. She doesn't even own those. Somebody else owns her masters of that. And just imagine, right? And we even think about Michael Jackson. Come on, guys. Michael Jackson. From Michael Jackson to all kinds of other individuals too as well. And that's why I want to do a traditional publishing company. Now, there's benefits if you can negotiate it right. You know your rights. You say, hey, you'd be like Nicki Minaj. Yeah, 10 million is great. I'll give you 10 million. Do what you want to do. I'll write another book and then I'll own that one, right? Because it's like, oh, it's not my only book, right? But you want to make sure you do that. Skylar said Anita Baker is fighting to get her master's right now. So again, it's the same thing with traditional publishing companies too as well. So I hope you guys benefit from that. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you for joining me here. Make sure you guys are sharing this broadcast on Twitter. You guys can just click share on YouTube, share it on Twitter, screenshot it and put it on Instagram so I can respond back to as well. It's so good to see all of my Clubhouse friends. We've been on here for a whole 60 minutes, so I don't want to take up all of your time. I am going to come back live here on YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Click that notification bell as well to get notified anytime I come live. Now, I do have, let me get my phone. I do have a text message marketing. So text message platform, I should say that, but I do use it for marketing too as well. But I can see if you guys send me a text back, I can text you as well. The phone number is 404-341-0701. Again, the phone number is 404-341-0701. Make sure you guys are texting, let's say YouTube. I don't know. Just text me. Send me a text. I can text back, send you a message, send you a notification so that way you get notified every time that I am live. Also, if you have any questions, if you want to come up to my upcoming class, I do have a Publishing Out class. It's going to be in 2 weeks. It is $200 for you guys to attend. Make sure you guys are typing in comments. I want to join the class. Type in the comments, I want to join the class. If you definitely want the link to come and join me in the class, it is going to be 3 hours for $200. And we're going to go through everything. I'm going to share my screen, all that great stuff. It's so beyond what I'm doing now here on YouTube as well. We have one more question here from the Princess Within 3131. So it says, how do you reach out of the state to get bulk sales? All right. So a way that you can get bulk sales, and let me write this down. Oh my gosh. Where's my pen? Sweetheart, where's my pen, dear? So I can write this down, because I'll just do a whole entire video step by step because we're ending the broadcast now. Give me the pen. Yay. Got my pen. All right. Let me write this down. Bulk sales, but I'm going to give you something to go on and what you can do this weekend, because it's the weekend. And so I'll give you something, but I'm going to write this down. Do a video. Out of state. Bulk sales. All right, so I got you, the Princess Within 3131. Okay, so with bulk sales, it's a mindset of being a salesperson at the same time, and also understanding what the person wants and who they know. So when someone says, I'm going to order your book right now, and you say, Oh, thank you so much for ordering my book. Are you a part of a ministry? Are you part of a school? Are you a principal? XYZ. That's one way of doing it. It's asking more questions. People sell themselves. Nobody had to sell me on this microphone. No rep on this microphone called me and sold me. I looked on YouTube for videos about the microphone. I looked on YouTube to see who reviewed them. I looked on Google to see all the reviews on the microphone. Nobody Shure microphone. They didn't call me. They didn't send me no email. They didn't send me a coupon. I sold myself. The camera that I'm using, nobody called me from Canon and sold the camera to me, right? I sold myself on which camera I needed for my live streams, my YouTube videos, my production, my vlogs, etc., etc. Apple doesn't call me and say you need to buy the new Apple iPhone or the new Mac or the new iPad, right? I sell myself. So when it comes to the bulk order, the second way to sell bulk orders is to have that option. So you can have it inside of your book. Let me look in LaCrish. Let me see if she has it. Nope, LaCrish. Let me see. Hold on before I go. Nope. LaCrish doesn't have it. Let me see. Nope. She doesn't have it. So usually in the first page, let me do it like this. Okay. So usually in the first page over here, right? You can say, hey, look, I speak on 3 subjects. If you have more than one book, this is not your first book. Hey, and usually it has like where you can do bulk orders. So that's the third thing you can do is have it in your book. A lot of us don't have that. A lot of us don't put that or utilize our real estate. Let me see here. Let me see if he done it. Nope. He has his copyright information. Mr. Randall, let me see. Mr. Randall has his copyright information, but he has nowhere where it says where you can order bulk orders. It's not in the back. It's not in the front. Nowhere about bulk orders. So that's number 3 on putting it inside your book. Put it on your website. You can buy the book or you can buy it in bulk. And when you do buy it in bulk, you want to give them a discount, right? So maybe the book is $10. If they buy 25 books, they get $3 off. So it's not $250 and maybe about a little under, let's say $180 for 25 copies. But your whole goal is for them to get more copies. It's not necessarily the money of $250 because when 25 people get those books, those 25 people are going to tell other people. It's going to really expand and grow your reach. Another thing to do it outside of the state, bulk orders, libraries do bulk orders, bookstores do bulk orders. You also have consignment at bookstores too as well, where they buy 10 books or more at bookstores as well. You have festivals, you have associations, we talked about that, so many different places where they will buy bulk orders of your book and sell it at their price, but you got to give it to them like maybe 40%. So if your book is $10, usually a bookstore wants to buy it at $4 a pop, so that when they do put it at $10 in the store is making money too. You got to understand it is a business, so they got to make some money too as well. Another thing with bulk orders, and I'll go more into another video, but even outside of the state on how you do this, is that you just make these connections. Also, Facebook groups is a really great thing, especially with teachers. There's Facebook groups to teachers associations, police officers, counselors, DFACS, family children counselors, psychiatrists, churches, youth. It's so many different departments that can really utilize your book. And I think you guys are playing it small. So the way you get bulk orders out of state, you want to focus in state though, because then when the out of state sees how big you are in your state and that you're this big fish, they're more likely to give you a yes. That's how it happened for me. That's how I got my Microsoft contract and everything else. I was a big fish in a small pond. when I presented myself to Microsoft, they saw my stuff here in Atlanta. It's like, man, who is Desiree Lee? Man, she's the ish. And so that's how I was able to go into other states as well, because of what I built in just the metropolitan of Georgia, not Savannah, not Columbus, not Augusta, not all the other places here in the state of Georgia, but just there. And then it opened up more doors as well. So I would love to talk more about that. And I can't wait to do another this. Skylar says, I want to come to the class. Kishma, I want to come to the class. Okay, ladies, send me a message. Let me see if I can add a comment. Here's my email address. So my email, because I don't know how to contact you guys off of YouTube. Okay, so you guys say you want to come into class. Let me just give you my email here before we leave each other. So here's my email. Send me an email and so my email address is dleeinspires@gmail.com. Okay. Kishma says I've done it on my own, usually 60-40. Yep. It sure is. So Skylar, Kishma, also Mona wants to come to the class. That's my email. Send me an email. I'm looking at my phone right now. Send me an email or put your email address in the chat so I can come back. Thank you guys for all of the thumbs ups and the likes. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for coming here into my YouTube channel. I definitely want to hear from you. So I probably go on Clubhouse. So follow me on Clubhouse if you're here on YouTube. Follow me on Clubhouse at Desiree Lee. Make sure you click the notification bell every time that I go live. Thank you for the love. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I think I'm gonna go to Clubhouse so I can hear your voices and see any other additional questions you guys may have and how I can help you. I appreciate you guys. Follow me on Instagram at dlee_inspires. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel as well. I love you guys so very much. I could not have done this without you. And as always, do the best you can with what you have until you can do better. And make sure you finish what you start. Subscriber, then you already know how this thing goes. And if you're new, welcome. I am Desiree Lee, and here on this channel, I provide advice for aspiring authors and also self-published authors to help you expand your reach. Make sure you guys subscribe and click that notification button. Give this video a thumbs up if anything is inspiring to you. The best way to lose